We turn now to the Ranfurly Shield. Taranaki is defending it against Manawatu in New Plymouth tonight, having won it from Canterbury on Friday. That was an extraordinary game. Now, for those of you who don't much care for rugby, here's why people give such a damn about our oldest provincial competition. So far this season, it's been played for by teams like Canterbury and Otago, yes, with their professional players, yes, many of whom have Super Rugby contracts and live the good life on rugby's back. Business as usual, in other words. But it's also been played for by teams like Whanganui and Mid-Canterbury, who don't have a Super Rugby contract among them, and include players who will never earn their living playing rugby and will never appear in a MasterCard advertisement or on a giant billboard wearing only their undies. Kevin "Smiley" Barrett, father of All Blacks Bowden, Scott and Geordie, knows what it's like to win the Shield against the big city boys. In 1996, his Taranaki team beat Auckland to take the Shield. Smiley played 196 games for Taranaki, beginning when winning the Shield was still a bit of a dream for a kid from the farm back in 1986.
I was 21 when I first played for Taranaki, and it was 96 we won it, so there's 10 years there, and I think I trotted up to Auckland about 3 occasions to be thought, you know, we're in with a show at sort of half time, but as Auckland did with a lot of teams. I mean, I was thinking back then, I mean, they had Fitzy, Olo Brown, Craig Down, the Wetton boys, you know, Foxy, and goodness knows, they had 13 or 15 All Blacks, you know, so they were a jolly good team, you know, so and, you know, they put us away in the last 20 minutes as they did a lot of teams, you know, so but saying that, you know, and when we won it in 96, it was awesome. I mean, at Taranaki we didn't have, our form was a bit scratchy at the leading up to that. I think he had Bull Allen there. He was in the All Blacks in South Africa at the time, actually, and I think someone rang him and he couldn't believe it. You know, he didn't believe it. You know, we'd won it, you know, because, like I say, our form was shit. But like, in town, there was parades, and I mean, you know, I think we packed the park, you know, 20,000 people, and it was huge. But yeah, it's like it's so special because I mean, it rates back to I think it's in the early 1900s. I think it's been played for, you know, and like a lot of All Blacks can play, you know, 50, 100 games, but they never actually won the Shield. They don't actually, they don't know that feeling of winning that Shield. You know, it's like, well, it's like winning a World Cup, I suppose. You know, but it doesn't come around. It doesn't. Well, no. Some guys never get the opportunity to play, and some guys never get the opportunity to hold it up. You know, so yeah, it's simple as that, really.
I also think it speaks to a nostalgia for something we've lost, which is the connection of rugby with communities, right? And so, well, I mean, you know, your boys are All Blacks, and we love them to bits, and they're fantastic players. We don't see them at home very often anymore. And the thing about the Shield is it's won by guys who live amongst us, isn't it? It's won by guys who you might see at the local fish and chippy or the local butcher shop, or who might fix your cars. Well, they're not amateurs, but you know, it speaks to our romantic sense of rugby, really, that it comes from our communities.
It is exactly right, you know. And here's Manawatu. You know, they've had a couple of wins on the road, got a bit of form, and you know, there's Kurt Baker in there. He's played for Taranaki. I think he was in the team when was he in the team in 2012 when they won it off Southland there? I mean, that was another special game. We went down there, you know, when Southland had it and shit. It was but it was awesome, you know. That's the way it is, really. You got to get so many chances, John. You got to know them. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, you'd be going tonight, wouldn't you? That's the stupidest question I've ever asked anyone on the radio.
Yeah, I'm actually on the farm. Staff are off this weekend, and Robin's shot to Auckland. There's little Ella's got swimming in Auckland, so yeah, no, we'll get the cows milked and shoot on too. Yeah, so it's a bit windy here at the moment. There's a bit of a front come up, but hopefully that should pass through by tonight, and it'll be a good night. It'll be a bit windy, but it'll be fine anyway.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful time. I hope you enjoy every minute of it. You know what it's like to win it, and I hope you have a magic night. It's so good to talk to you.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure, John.
Kevin "Smiley" Barrett, who's milked the cows and will be on the way to the game as we speak. He may even be there.